Hey guys, just wanted to show you our view. Danny went down a few minutes ago for a test, stress test, I think a walk-in stress test, so we'll see. I got to kill about an hour and a half by myself, and we're on the 4th floor. It's kind of cloudy. Show you, we're in a corner room. We've got great views. I'm going to show you. Wonderful, wonderful, great views. Top of a building. That's what we can see. And all this. It's kind of cloudy, overcast, that kind of morning. So I've just been sitting here watching the traffic go by in the background. Usually the traffic's like crazy here. And it probably is over on the other side of town, but right now, there's hardly any traffic on that road out there. And and it's real cloudy. People are already at work, everybody's at school, I guess. But I'm used to driving that road. Let's see, where is it at? Right there. With bumper to bumper traffic, 4 lanes totally coming in and out of this road at the hospital, totally full. Not sure why. Yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about today, so I can just sit and talk and just chill for a little while? And y'all can see the back of a building if you can see. Nope, the window's going to be weird. And I can't turn my phone sideways. Somebody said something. I can't read the comments. I'm not sure what it does when let me see if I flip it, if it'll flip the comments. Nope, it won't do it. I don't know what it does. It says rotate device. Let me give it a few minutes. Y'all are going to see me sideways. Oh, it's locked for some reason. That's why. I don't know. I don't know how to unlock it. So I can't flip it, so I'm not sure what that's all about, and it's doing some kind of weirdness at the bottom. I'm not computer savvy, so I'm not sure what it's doing. Okay, it's just giving me some weirdness. Do I need anything? No. Maya came last night, and brought us some apples and some crackers and all kinds of different stuff, and that window's going to be bugging me. Can't do that. Y'all had to look at a blank wall. That's better. I went down and got a couple of things, coffee, some chocolate milk and all, so I'm good. Hopefully we'll go home here in a little while. Yeah, we need to get home. Yeah, they're going to let him eat after the test, I'm sure, unless he has to have something else done. The next step, I'm not sure. I went to settings and it's not letting me change it to rotate. It tells me it's locked. I have a lock button on it or something. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. I've not played with this phone enough to know anything to deal with it. But yeah, we've pretty much just been sitting watching weather. It rained here last night. It kind of thundered, lightened. This is not an iPhone, it's a Samsung, I don't even know what it is. Samsung something. But I've not played with it. I think I have to change it before it starts. That's what I would think too, and I didn't do it. I had it straight up and down, so, you know, y'all have to bear with me. Y'all don't want to see me anyway, so need an escape. Come to Ohio with me. Well, that would be nice. Thought about headed to Tennessee and North Carolina. Danny wants to go over to King Mountain. That's somewhere he would like to go, but no, we got to stay here for now. This storm is not coming into Mississippi that we know of. It's going, I guess right now it's going kind of Florida up the East Coast. Hey Amanda, how are you? Where's my girl? I guess she's doing school or sleeping, right? But right now we just kind of watch storms, because there is another one in the Gulf down at it's coming twirling around, and it's like I think we saw 35 miles per hour or something. And I think it's going to swirl around and probably hit Florida too. I don't know that we'll get much more. Brianna's right there. She says hi. Hi, Brianna. She and I have a thing going. Brianna's my girl. I sent her a bracelet, and Amanda thought it was hers, and I got the biggest kick out of that. Amanda was just going on, and I still owe you a bracelet. I'm sorry. Too much has crossed my mind since then. I had one in the office I was working on, and then I kind of got sidetracked. Jewelry's not my thing. I played around with it for a while. So what do you guys want to talk about? I need to kill at least 10, 15 minutes just because. So I can get up and walk around or do something and, you know, have fun. Or there's no fun in this hospital, believe me. It's just not. The bed, let me show you. Okay, that doesn't come made, Danny's. He hates this bed, guys. There's a hump right here, and he's been sunk in it, and it makes his back hurt. Is the painting finished? Oh no. Somebody want to come paint? This is this chair here. It lets out into a bed. You pull it and it comes all the way out into a bed. But it's this vinyl-y stuff. They did give me a sheet, but the sheet just wads up. It isn't a fitted sheet, so when you move, the sheet moves, so a lot of good that did. So, but we did sleep last night. Oh, Amanda said Rick was in the waiting room all day yesterday, emergency room. Look, yesterday, late last night, I found out Danny's dad was in here, so I ran down to the ER to check on him. They sent him back to Stone County. Hey, April, how are you? And then my niece was in here. I ran into her down there, but she was leaving. She had a migraine, and I mean, it's just like with everybody. There's something going on, and I'm just trying to stay chilled so I can get out of here because I don't want to go out. I'm like, y'all just let me get out of here, go home. I don't want to be in here. So, and Danny's just jumping stumps. He's ready to go home. No, my painting. Let's get back to my painting. Okay, the kitchen is painted. And the next step is in the kitchen. Danny's got some wiring done. We're adding lighting on he's got the whole bottom and the whole top of the cabinets wired. And I did video him playing around with that for a few minutes, but I don't think that's a video. It may have to go into something else, and when he's hooking the lights up or something. We've got 3 or 4 lights hooked up. I've got to go buy some more because we didn't know how many it was going to take. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take like 10 lights or 12 in order to light all under the cabinets and all above the cabinets and give the room a different ambient light or something. I'll have to go back. Valley, I can get the paint and put it on. I can take a picture of the gallon and the color if I can remember it when I'm home. You just message me or something, I'll try to get it to you. I do know the green is called Ecosystem, and I can't remember the name of the paint right off, but both of them are from the same what you call it, the same company, same kind of paint. Yeah, you have to go home to get rest. In the bedroom, I've got the whole bedroom painted now. It's looking good. We started in the bathroom. Y'all, my bathroom has a jacuzzi tub in one side, a shower. It has a separate room for the toilet that's just big enough for a toilet, and it has a cabinet in it. There's not a wall on it that is like a whole wall. So everything's in little pieces. Valspar. Maybe. Valspar is a possibility, but I can't remember. I mean, it's been so long since I've had to deal with keeping things in my mind like that. So the bathroom, I got in there and did one wall going toward the bathtub. And Danny didn't trim it out. He was going to trim it out and it hadn't got done. So I've got one wall with one coat of paint where it looks really smeared and weird. So when you walk in my bathroom, it's all that peachy, pinkish color with one green wall that's not painted well, and there's no finishing to it, and it looks bad. So, and all this happened. So the bathroom's kind of a work in progress, and I'm OCD, so it's kind of annoying. And then the closet, we have a walk-in closet, and oh my goodness, to take everything out of there and paint that closet is like a massive undertaking. And I'm not sure I'm ready to do that. I'm almost to the point to paint around everything, to paint up over this and over that, and paint around this. And if you move clothes, put them back where you can't see the pink behind it. Brianna's OCD too. Does she want to come paint? Danny's real funny. He don't want me to get paint on anything. And with all this, I mean, the mirror's got to come down in the bathroom. You got to take it off in order to be able to paint that wall. And behind the jacuzzi tub is a whole window. So the window is coming out, so you got to paint around it. And I can't paint around. I'm not allowed to paint around it, just saying. You know, I have to watch where I paint so that I don't get paint on everything. And no, look, I don't think you could pay me enough, Country Oregon, to come paint. I hate painting, but I wanted it painted. And the next step is when we get, we were going this week. We're here in Hattiesburg, but I don't know that we're going to look at anything. We need to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something, Marvin, some of those places that sell the splash boards that go behind the kitchen sink. And so we've got to find those, and we've got to see what kind we want, and that's another step. So Danny's got all these projects. He's got all the woodworking projects, and I don't know how many. I think he's up to like 30 dough bowls. I think he's got 10 or 12 cutting boards, several sets of spoons, and now he's doing the little mini spoons. And with the mini spoon, the little measuring spoons, he's got several of those cut out. He's got several cutting boards ready, and he's got several dough bowls in different stages. So he swaps back and forth. So he was planning on having several of those done this week, and it's kind of irritating because he's got nothing to do the last couple of days. If he'd had them to work on, he could be working on. I'm sure they'd love that mess here in the hospital. Hey, two family. I'm just keeping myself occupied. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, I've been trying to clean out because even the kitchen cabinets have stuff that we just, we need to get rid of. If I could get rid of some of the stuff, and I've got glass stuff like, it's a fluted, I don't know what you call it. I mean, some of you people that use fancy stuff in your kitchen will probably know. It's like it's on a pedestal, and it's all glass, and then you put cakes and stuff in it, or, what I've seen is like a angel food, fruit, and Cool Whip and cream cheese mixture that's really ooey and good, and you can see it through the glass on a pedestal. I have that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of, some crystal in one cabinet that we never use. I mean, come on, we're Deep South. A trifle dish, that's probably what it's called. Yeah. See, I don't know these things. When I married Danny, I'm going, okay, I don't use this stuff. And he says, oh, we set the table sometimes and just have a romantic candlelight dinner and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm going, I got to study. But it didn't really matter. Okay, good. I'm glad you got somebody come help with the piano this weekend. Yeah, we're taking the piano out of the living room. We're going to build in a computer-type cabinet so that we're hoping to be able to replace some of the things that are just scattered all over my living room and get it kind of more compacted and cleared up. I want people to walk into my living room and it look homey and lived in, but not junked up. And we've been putting things here and putting things here and putting things here, and it just kind of piles up. So we're trying to rearrange things, I guess you would say. And that's mainly it. Okay, so has anybody thought much about coming to Deep South if we have a get-together the end of October on the 28th? I've got a lady trying to help me get started with that. I've got to get back with her because I don't have I can't get to my emails on deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. I have not figured that out. That might be something I need to play with on this phone to see if I can find it. And Grandma Rose says she's coming. Good. We're trying to get it where we can do some kind of get-together that day. I'm thinking old-fashioned get-together. I want to have outdoor games if it's feasible. We're going to have the building so that it's comfortable. I'm all about comfort. I don't want anybody to sweat, and I don't want anybody to freeze to death. So we have an inside building with heating and air. It's going to have a kitchen so we can heat things up if we need to. It's going to be, I don't know, I mean, it's the 28th, and I don't like Halloween, so we're not doing Halloween, but it's going to have a fall thing to it. You know, the hay, the scarecrow, the pumpkins. Hey, Rain, thank you. I don't know how to make moderators, so if somebody pops in, y'all just have to ignore them. I thought Rain was a moderator on here, but I can't tell on this phone if I have moderators or not, so I don't know. Send intentions to Deep South. Okay, thank you, Dee. That I can't get to my Deep South email account right now. That's why you don't hear from me. All I can see is my personal email at wankingdan20@gmail.com, and that's why I'm having trouble with that. Danny's doing great. Well, I say that right now he's down for a stress test. He probably isn't doing real great right now. He was not looking forward to that because he's been sitting in this bed for 2 days. His left leg, I think, he can't hardly walk on it today. This bed's got this hump in it, and so it's kind of got him messed up, and now he's got to go walk on a treadmill after not walking for 2 days. So I don't know, we'll see. I look to hear from him in about an hour and a half, she said. So Big Family said they'd love to come down. It's on the 28th. Yeah, I'm hoping it's no big deal. I had the nuclear stress test done, and I wasn't crazy about it, but I handled it. Yeah, he doesn't like not having anything to do, and there's only so much you can do. We don't have internet. I mean, they do have internet here. That's a strange thing. They have free public internet in this hospital, but nobody can connect to it. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Every time I've been in this hospital, it usually, by the time I finally figure out how to connect on it, it's time for us to leave. And it says it's open. We put in the passwords, but it will not take it. So I don't know. We just haven't had any luck. The only way I was on yesterday was Jennifer was here with her iPhone, and she turned on her hotspot, and I could do a little bit yesterday and then got off. So the internet's something we can't do other than me play with this phone. Let's see. What else? What else have we... I've got a couple of girls taking care of the animals. They're fine. Shay and Danae are twins. They don't look nothing alike. One of them's redheaded, one of them's blackheaded. They're about, I say 13. I say that, and they may not be. They're 12, 13, something like that. Hold on just a second. Yes.
You're already getting downstairs?
Yes,
okay.
He's gone.
Okay, I'll come back.
All right, thank you. All right, so is there something we can do to help with the planning of the meetup? I have, Dee is helping me, or I'm assuming she's helping me. I hadn't got back with her, but she said she was. And she's on here, so she'll probably tell you, yes, she's got it. She is a planner, so she knows how to do this. I don't. All I know is to set the date, find a building, and let somebody go with it. When I used to do VBS, I was the VBS director. I could come up with the ideas, I could come up with the date, I could come up with the building, and I could find all the little gifts and stuff. I could stay in town all day long hunting things. But pulling it all together, I had a girl that was my right-hand girl. She made everything happen. She created the sets. She created the look we wanted. So that was how things got done back in the day. So I'm totally dependent on somebody else to help me get this going, and especially if anything happens to Danny, I have to rearrange everything. But I've got to be able to pay for the building next week. I was holding off paying. They give me 2 weeks, and the only day I can get is the 28th. And if I wait any longer, it's going to be in March, the end of March. And it's a totally different building in town. And it's actually the building I want, but I didn't want to wait till March. March is kind of the beginning of our busy season again. So let's see. Yeah, they were asking about big families months ago. The Pratts had a meetup, and that's what kind of triggered it, because I've been saying for a year that we were going to have a meetup, and we were hoping to have it at Deep South. But the problem is, if very many people show up, I don't have bathrooms for everybody, and it could create issues. How many people will the building accommodate? I don't know. It looks like it's got about 25 tables set up with 8 or 10 people at each table, so I don't know. I'll have to call and find out. I'm sure it would hold as many people as going to come to Deep South. I mean, if not, they can stay outside. I don't know if they have a total limit on it. But the one that I'm looking at is a brick building, nice brick building. It's big open floor plan inside. The picture I saw, we're going out to look at it, and okay, Brenda, that'd be great. We're going out to look at the building if nothing happens, and Danny's going to be okay. This is all speculation. Everything can change. You know that. This is life-changing. I'm just trying to keep myself occupied and keep these thoughts going so I don't have to think about downstairs. No, I'm sure the building would hold at least 100 to 150 people, maybe more. It's just kind of one of those things. And outside is the lake, so we have the whole outside. If it's pretty, you can sit out. We can set up chairs, possibly a tent. I would like to set up a tent outside anyway, just in case. So I'm not sure about all that. I was thinking old-fashioned. You can come dressed old-fashioned. You can come dressed comfortable. Anything you want. But want to do some giveaways, and I've got to figure out, going about getting some things for giveaways, what I'm going to do for a giveaway. Got a few ideas, but we're still working on that. Is there a park not far from you with a building with overhangs for people to sit under? This park is actually, this is a water park. It's a Pat Harrison Waterways District. It's a giant lake, actually. So there is fishing, swimming. There's a giant water slide arena thing for kids, but I'm sure at October 31st it will be shut down. If not, it would shut down right about that. I don't think kids are going to be able to play in the water park. I mean, they have giant slides there, water slides. They have the splash pad. It's set up for camping. Yes, it's a campground. D, look up Flint Creek, F-L-I-N-T. Flint Creek in Wiggins. They have, oh, for all you off-grid people, they have primitive camping. I wouldn't expect anything any better. If you're off-grid and you come into Deep South, you got to go primitive camping. The full experience of Mississippi, hot weather, hot, humid, and probably in October it'd be freezing cold, who knows. So they have the primitive, they have the regular camping, they have camp houses. But I did ask on the camp houses, there was only like 2 camp houses left available on the day I called a few days ago. So there's not, you can't depend on the cabins and the camp houses because they could be booked. So that would be if somebody cancels, whatever. So that's part of it. Do I have any questions? Half time I'm not reading questions, so I don't know. I'm just talking. we're almost through with all our gardening. Danny was kind of spazzing over stuff. I got to turn the air, y'all, down, up, down, up. We're going, this air's been going like crazy. And I got to get coffee. I went downstairs and got hazelnut coffee with French vanilla. I'm really splurging. I told Danny we leave Deep South and I go crazy. It smells good though. I usually drink regular coffee, but that hazelnut just has a smell all of its own. Oh, and it's stout and it's not sweet. And So we have got, we dug the sweet potatoes, the white sweet potatoes. And I wonder sometimes if that brought on what happened to Danny, but he dug them. But it wasn't, we only dug a 5-gallon bucket. It wasn't like he was out there very long. And that was the morning he had this spell. But this spell didn't happen till 5 in the afternoon, 4 something in the afternoon. And he had been kind of not doing too much for 2 or 3 hours before it happened. Coffee, that's it, coffee. Special hazelnut coffee, you know. Hear me in German, Rudy leave. Yeah, there's somebody that keeps popping up in our German stuff. I don't know who this is, and they keep putting some weird stuff. I'm not sure if they're trying to be nice or they're trying to be ugly, you know. So I just kind of ignore them. Yeah. So hazelnut's your favorite, Leo. Leo, we have things you could do if you get ready to come down. Okay, sweet potato. I have a sweet potato ebook that is on the recipes on how to cook them. Then I have a sweet potato ebook that is Danny's on how to grow them. So I'm not sure which one you're asking. And y'all, I don't know how to make anybody a moderator from my phone. And I thought I had moderators. I don't know what to do, and I'm scared to mess with stuff because I'm not sure if it'll let me do anything. It's got some weird stuff going on, so. Okay. I've got to move over, so yeah, y'all, I get emails and I get stuff popping up. Okay, they're gone now. Thank you. Just keep doing that because we had this morning, there was I think it was a Russian person on this morning. I couldn't tell if they were being nice or ugly, and we have moderators, but I don't know if anybody was on there moderating this morning. Y'all, I'm trying to plug my phone up, so if it looks weird, I don't want to mess something up, but it's not wanting to go in. Okay, there we go. Who are my mods? On here, Bandana Grandma, I think, is one. Rain, I don't know if, did I add you here? Obviously not. I don't know. I haven't played with this one, and I can't get on my computer, so I don't know. Let's see. I got to back up a little bit. Two Family usually, I know they are on the other channel. I don't know about this. Rain Country is on the other channel, so I'm not sure. I don't know, Rain. It might be, if you're growing them, they won't, it's according to what variety you got too. I found out that there's, y'all can't just plant something and plant it any time. I've learned that. I thought you could just put seed in the ground. I mean, I've been around planting all my life. We just, when it got April, you went out there and you planted something. You kept it halfway weeded and let it grow, and you know, and then you harvested, and then you let it winter. I'd never knew there were so many different varieties and different stuff. I mean, I only grew up with X amount of seeds, and now I'm finding that if you live in different parts of the country, you have to have different seed. Just because we plant one type of sweet potato, Rain lives in Washington, she has to plant a different type of sweet potato because she can only grow for like, what is it, 3-4 months out of the year, and we can grow year round. And I mean, I'm telling you, there's so much about, just because you put a seed in the ground don't mean it's going to work. Danny and I have tried that. There's been some seeds that just do not work here. And so if you're getting into gardening, believe me, it is a whole new creature. Big creature too. I need Grizz as a moderator sometimes. He'd probably ban himself. I'm just saying. Knowing Grizz, he would. Gardening is, there's so much to it that once you get in it, you get hooked. And it's almost like canning. When you get into canning, the first year Danny and I were together, I had canned for years, but I had only canned like green beans and a few things, like 4 or 5 things, tomatoes. I think I did some potatoes and stuff like that. But when I met Danny, he was canning all kinds of stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I got hooked that first year, and we had so many fruits and not vegetables, but fruits. We didn't plant a garden really that first year, but all his fruit trees were and berries were making like abundantly. And we made jams and jellies out of everything. I still have from 2013. I still have jams and jellies that are running in my cellar. Well, I don't know if they're running, but you know, they're still in the cellar 4 years later because we don't eat that much jams and jellies. So I'm not sure. At some point, the pigs will get 2013 jams and jellies, I'm sure. Okay, thank you, Green Gables. Yeah, I think Bandana Grandma is here. I really do, but I'm not sure. I can't see that like I can on the computer. On the computer, I can tell everything. On this phone, all I have is your comments. They disappear and they pop back up, and they disappear and they pop back up. So, there should be 3 dots at the end of the line. I don't have 3 dots. All I have is the words. And I have something at the bottom that says changing the thumbnail, and I don't know how to get that off either. And I've tried playing with it, and it doesn't take that off. So I'm scared to do too much with it. I don't know. It just won't. See, it almost threw me off. Am I still here? I don't know. It's trying to do some weird stuff if I mess with it, and I'm trying not to mess with it too terribly much. Okay, thank you, Rusty. If I turn my phone sideways, it's locked, and I can't read your comments because your comments are normal, and I would be looking at them this way. That's why I did that. I have to fix the phone before I go on, and I didn't know that till a while ago. Yeah, I need to find one that would do all this stuff for me, and I don't have to. When we went live yesterday or day before, whenever it was, it was telling me my stuff wasn't even monetized. And I'm like, okay, how do I fix this? Well, I didn't have a computer, and when we finally, Jen came and we got a computer where we could check it out, it was saying they were monetized. So on the phone it says one thing, on the computer it says something else. So who knows? Oh, somebody's smoking stuff. See, yeah, we need a computer class down here. Danny's been praying for computer techs to come along. We had Sam came Saturday, and so he hooked up some things on my computer, hopefully that I can make thumbnails with. I played with it for a minute the other day on a thumbnail, but it's going to take a little bit more playing. I'm not sure I've got it all down. So we've kind of got the program for thumbnails, and then I've got a program coming for Word so I can work on the books, and then Camtasia is what we use now, but Camtasia's got some weird ups and downs, and it's really hard. It gets aggravating sometimes. I'm not sure if we're going to keep that or if we're going to look for something different. We just didn't want to spend money into editing programs, and there's some free ones online that we've looked at, so I don't know. Danny likes Movie Maker, but I hate Movie Maker. It drives me up the wall. I'd rather do Camtasia, even with its quirks. So I don't know. Somebody can repeat Bill too, just because we don't do the ugly language. So Amanda, do you use Amanda from Fundamental Home, do you use Movie Maker? Yeah, PC classes, yeah. If we had it, that was the one thing I was thinking of checking into the college here about taking some classes, but they're probably going to teach all the junk that I took before, and it has nothing to do with YouTube and how to make videos and things like that. So you use Filmora, okay. Hey Becky, I've seen Two Family. They're teaching classes on Filmora. I've missed the last couple of times, but I did watch one or two of them, so I know. I watched how he was doing Filmora, and it looked like it was similar to Camtasia and all. So let's see, what else? Have we checked with the library? No, I haven't looked at the library to see. Our library is so limited, y'all. I went in there simply because of the, I was looking up history of Stone County. Okay, this is a Stone County library. Do you know they had no books in there really on the history of Stone County except for basic 1900 on up? Nothing past that at all. And I was wanting 1800s, anything to do with the older, what was going on. And it was because Stone County only became a county in 1917. Before that, it was part of another county, and before that, it was part of, let's see, it's been part of, it's been Stone, it's been part of another county, it's been part of the Florida Territory, it's been part of the Mississippi Territory, it's been part of, it's been owned by the French, it's been owned by the Spanish, and it's been owned by the English. So, our county's like a grand melting pot. Somebody's trying to use iMovie, yeah. Well, we didn't have to buy Camtasia. It was given to us, so that was, you can't get any cheaper than free. And it works really well. It's, I done forgot, Camtasia 8 maybe? I don't know. It's not the newest one. It's a couple of years old. And it was still good. And it works well for what I need. The only problem I have is when you're trying to watch it as you're trying to edit, it lags. And I don't know what causes that, but it sits and lags. So when it looks like you're watching somebody talk 5 minutes after they've talked, not that long, but you know, a second or two. So everything's off kilter, and it's hard to edit and catch mistakes when it's off like that. And there are several things we don't know how to do on it, and I know it's there, I just haven't had time to figure it out. And I guess y'all were talking about dehydrating. Yeah, Missouri has a colorful history. The Mississippi coast does. Even though I was born in Mississippi, I didn't know this until I started researching Danny's family history, and it turned into a history lesson all in itself. The coastal counties of Mississippi were actually part of Florida until, oh, I mean, way on up into the 1800s, because Mississippi became a state. It was only the middle of Mississippi, the base of Mississippi down where we're at, was still part of Florida for many, many years. And so every time I was looking for anything in his family history, I would come across, I would look up for Stone County, and there was nothing there. And so I finally figured out it was saying Harrison. So I started looking up for Harrison County, and I would find things back into the late 1800s, maybe 1890s. But then when I went further back than that, it wasn't there. So you have to go into the Florida Territory. It was like it was Florida, and then at one point it was part of North Carolina, or Georgia, or somebody. Different parts of Mississippi were part of Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, because all those states went all the way from the Atlantic to Mississippi River. And I didn't know that because one of Danny's great aunts, great grandmothers, she was born, it says, in North Carolina. And I wondered why she ended up in Mississippi. And come to find out, North Carolina went all the way across to the Mississippi River. And so the upper part of Mississippi was considered North Carolina, and that's where she was born. It gets very confusing, y'all. I'm just talking. So, but I need to get off here. It's been almost an hour. He's been gone about an hour. So I'm hoping at some point he'll be back. Y'all have any questions you asked? Otherwise, I'm just I'm just talking. And y'all are just talking. Yeah, red bell peppers, smoke them. Like, yeah. That's something I need to do is dehydrate a few peppers and stuff. I've got all kinds of herbs that need dehydrating right now. Is Danny having a stress test? Yeah, he's having a walking stress test, I believe. So we'll know probably, we're hoping in a couple of 3 hours, once he gets back here, we'll know what they're going to do. I figure it's going to be some type of meds. Country living, if you're I'm telling you, Valley, country living's crazy. It's quiet and peaceful till you have to come into town and sit in a hospital for a while. And you would think I would be more bored out in the country, but no, I'm really, really bored in town. Thank you. I don't know where these trolls are coming from. But I imagine it's going to get worse and worse as we live stream. It's born in Hasbro. Yeah, Rusty, there's all kinds of stuff to do, but I don't want to do any of it. I mean, I love living in Hattiesburg, but when I'd get out to go do something, you just really, you know, I get bored. I don't shop. I don't do all this stuff. My shopping takes me about 5 minutes, walk in a store, look around, and go, okay, I really don't want anything here, and walk out. Yeah, and this hospital's pretty, Rusty's been here, he can tell you. This thing is like a maze. I got lost last night. Danny don't even know this. He don't come back right quick. I went down the elevator, went to the emergency to check on his dad and my niece, and as I was coming back, I went the wrong way, and I found an elevator. It was the wrong elevator, so I had to come back and go start from point A to find where I was at. I wandered around these halls for a while because you can't go up one elevator. It takes you to a parking garage. You have to go around to another elevator to get on to come up here. It's very confusing. So, alright guys, thanks for keeping me company. I guess I'll get off, see if I can drink a little more coffee and be ready for whatever, thrift shopping. Yeah, that's my thing. I can go through a thrift store and be hunting through junk and see what I can find for little or nothing. And that's my idea. And there are some thrift shops around here. There are 2 or 3, but still, they charge an arm and a leg for some of their stuff, and it's used. So, I'll talk to you guys later. You be good, and we'll give you updates sometime late this evening when we find out what's going on with Danny. And you guys take care and know we love you, and we'll be home hopefully late this evening. We may let you know then. Thanks.